All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to iOS and iPadOS for Microsoft Endpoint Manager. My name is Andy Surratt. I'm a Principal PM Manager looking over all of Apple device management. And with me,
hi, everyone. I'm Tiffany Silverstein. I am also a Program Manager based in our Cambridge, Massachusetts office, working primarily on endpoint management for Apple products.
So we're really excited today to show you all of the hard work we've been doing on the iOS and iPadOS platform. But to kick it off, we have Nick from Apple here today. He's going to walk you through all the great and exciting features they built for management on the platform, and they announced at WWDC. Over to you, Nick.
Wonderful. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Tiffany. It's been great working with the two of you. And it's been great working with the Intune team and now the Endpoint Manager team to really implement all the great new things that Apple is building for MDM so that all of you guys can best manage iOS and iPadOS on your network. So let me just take you through a little bit about what's been updated so you have a bit of a baseline, and then these guys can show you how they're implementing it in Endpoint Manager. Of course, this fall, iOS 13 launched, and it's a great new operating system for iPhone. The great new dark mode, all new reminders app, better connectivity to corporate networks, and for multitasking and productivity as well, too. We also announced iPadOS, a brand new operating system for iPad with its side widgets and with great new multitasking capabilities. Now, you probably are thinking, okay, how do I manage a new operating system? Just so you know, under the hood, this behaves exactly the same as iOS 12 did when we called it the same. So from an MDM perspective, you can really think of it as the exact same operating system as iOS 13. We, of course, are calling it iPadOS because of all the new multitasking capabilities for end users. So let me focus on what's new for IT. And I'm going to just cover three topics here. What's new within security, what's new in management, and what's new in identity. First off, security. Of course, we always are trying to make our operating systems more and more secure for you so that corporate data remains protected. And one of the ways that we're increasing security this year is during the automated device enrollment setup. So today, when you're using Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager and you're automatically enrolling devices, you typically see this screen. But wouldn't it be great if you could do a little bit more during this process? And that's exactly what we're introducing. A new feature called Enrollment Customization, which will let you as IT configure the next screen that they see. So you can present things like consent text or branding, or the reason why it's in my security section here is advanced authentication. And I know that the endpoint management team is working hard to implement this feature as well, too, here. So what you would see directly after this screen would be something like this. And this is just a mock-up. But on the Mac, we have a secure authentication screen there. And on the iPhone, we've got an example of some consent text and branding. Really excited to see what organizations do with this feature. Next, management. Of course, the MDM protocol, which was introduced way back in iOS 4, continues to evolve every single year. And there's a lot of changes that have taken place this year. I'm just going to throw up a list here of all of the new configuration profile updates, the new restrictions, the new MDM commands. All of this, of course, is documented on our website, but I'm not going to dive too deep into all of these today. One really nice one, though, is that if you're setting up Exchange accounts, you can now specify which services are enabled for that account. We got a lot of feedback on that specifically. But instead, within management, I want to focus on a new enrollment method. So today, or yesterday, we had two enrollment methods. The first one is device enrollment, which was the original one we introduced with iOS 4. And we have automated device enrollment, which you may have heard it called DEP in the past. And we just like to change the names of things every once in a while. So we're calling it automated device enrollment. And you end up with a supervised device that way. But the question arose, what about personal devices? What about BYOD? And I'm really happy to introduce a new enrollment feature specific for BYOD that we're calling User enrollment. And we think this is a really good balance of security and privacy for the end user. So what is user enrollment? It's really consistent of a couple of things. First off, it's a managed Apple ID that's put on the device that provides employees with access to our Apple services like iCloud Notes. It also includes data separation, where we cryptographically separate all of the personal data and corporate data on a device. We do so using our Apple file system as a separate volume. And we've got specific curated management capabilities for BYOD. And I want to double click on those management capabilities because you probably have some questions around that. So when you think of user enrollment and MDM, it's really based on the same foundation. It's using the same MDM protocol that you know today, and all of the fundamentals remain the same. So managed apps, managed open-in, setting up accounts, all of that remains the same. This is just a new way of enrolling devices. But the capabilities that you can do, again, are tailored for personal devices. So here's some things that you can do that make sense for a personal device. You can configure an account for a user, so you can set up their Exchange account. You can configure per-app VPN, but not global VPN, because we want to just route traffic just for the managed apps that you put down there. You can require a passcode, but not a complex passcode, just a 6-digit one that would be easier enough for a user to remember. And you can do certain restrictions. The main thing here is that you can push apps down, but you can't gather personal information on there. And again, here's some things that you would not be able to do on a user-enrolled device. You can't disable Safari or Bluetooth or clear the device passcode or mess with any of the cellular settings on there. Effectively, anything that a supervised device you could do with that, you can't do that with user enrollment. So that was management, and let me then move on to my last topic here, identity, because that really ties back to user enrollment as well too. I mentioned an Apple ID, a managed Apple ID. So this is a brand new concept for us this year. These are Apple IDs that are owned and managed by your organization. And again, it provides your employees access to certain Apple services. You can also use these managed Apple IDs to sign into Apple Business Manager. And the key part here is that it is required for user enrollment. So if you want to do user enrollment, you're going to have to create some managed Apple IDs. And we give you a few options to do so. One, you could create it manually, but of course that would take a long time. So we think a better way of doing it is with federation. And that's another new feature that we've just launched for Apple Business Manager, is federation to Microsoft Azure Active Directory. This is really great for end users because they don't need to remember an additional password. They just use the one that they know and love today. And you can also have it create accounts automatically and dynamically as users sign in to do that. So I'm going to show you what this looks like in Apple Business Manager and then show you what it looks like for an end user as well too. This is the Apple Business Manager user interface if you haven't logged into it recently. One note, if you're still using the old portal, make sure you upgrade to Apple Business Manager here before December 1st. Here we can see that federation is available, and I just click that Connect button, and then I walk through a quick series of steps here. First, I need to grant permissions for Apple Business Manager to talk to Azure Directory. Here I log in, and I grant it the appropriate permissions. Next, I'm verifying the domain that I want to federate with. So here I'm federating with acme.com. I sign in once more to prove that I own this domain. And now I can start doing federation. One note here is that you might have some users that have created their own personal Apple IDs ahead of time, and they may have used your domain name as their Apple ID email address. So what we do at this stage is we scan for those Apple IDs, and we allow you to send a notification to those users. We call this username conflicts. So you'll see this screen, and you'll be able to then send an invitation to your users, and they'll get a notification on their phone asking them to change the email address that's associated with their personal Apple ID. They'll have 60 days to do so. You do need to complete this step before actually turning on federation. So after I complete this step of sending the notification, Now I can see that federation is enabled within Apple Business Manager. All right, lastly, now here's what it looks like for the end user. Now, as we've talked about, we have multiple enrollment methods now. We've got user enrollment and device enrollment, and also automated device enrollment. I'm kind of lumping device and automated device enrollment together there. When you do user enrollment, you end up with 2 Apple IDs on that device, a personal and a managed. Just a side note, if you are doing device enrollment or automated device enrollment, you can have 1 on that device, either a personal or a managed. Since you'll probably be using user enrollment with managed Apple IDs, that's the most common workflow, that's what I'm going to walk through here. So you would go to enroll a device like you normally would. This is just a mock-up screen, and I would enter in my managed Apple ID as a user and tap enroll. It downloads that enrollment profile, and I begin to complete that enrollment process. Here I note that the Apple ID is said to be owned by Acme, and so it'll ask me to sign in with those credentials to proceed. I'll sign in just with my normal Azure AD password, and enrollment is completed. Here you can then see that I've got 2 Apple IDs on this device, one for iCloud and one labeled as Acme, and the appropriate Apple services that are tied to that. Here's just a visual way of representing what we just did here. Again, I've got one device with 2 Apple IDs with data separation between those 2. And as I begin to push more apps down onto this device, data separation also extends to the apps that I push down via MDM. And we've federated my corporate identity with my managed Apple ID as well, too. So I've shown you how easy it is now to access Apple services with a managed Apple ID with federation. The last little bonus thing in identity is accessing company services as well, too. And we've also introduced a new single sign-on extension. This is really great because it's at the system level. It's system-wide on iOS, iPadOS, and macOS. Now, this does require some support from your cloud identity providers, and it will work with Safari pages and native apps. You can configure all the settings just within MDM. So when a user goes to log into your corporate websites or apps, they'll be able to just do so with one tap. And it will use Face ID or Touch ID to authenticate them as well. Just a note on here too is we also include a first-party Kerberos extension. So lots of things for Apple this year: user enrollment, managed Apple IDs with federation, that enrollment customization, bunch of new MDM updates, and that single sign-on framework. As a final call to action, I'll invite you to check out our AppleSeed for IT program. This is a free program that you can sign up for at appleseed.apple.com. You'll access this site with a managed Apple ID, so time to start creating some. And you can send us feedback that will be associated with your account, so that as we find things that we need to fix, we'll be able to associate it with your organization. And we've got test plans specific for enterprise and education as well, too. With that, I want to thank you, and I'll turn it back over to Andy.
All right.
Thank you.
Round of applause for Nick. Thank you so much, Nick.
Thanks.
All right, everyone. We are so honored again to see Nick here from Apple on the Microsoft Ignite stage. And what's something that's so great about this partnership that we have is really the fact that both of us are looking at 2 things when we focus on our experiences and our products. We look first at maintaining end-user privacy, and then also at the end-user experience, and really making that a really compelling experience for all your users accessing their work. So when I think of the end-user experience within Intune, I think to myself about the company portal. Now, I personally think we have incredible end-user experiences within the company portal, but you don't have to take my word for it. Your users can go actually today to the App Store, and they'll see that with over 147,000 ratings, we have a 4.5-star rating on the App Store. So here I have a device running iOS 13, and as Nick mentioned earlier, with iOS 13, Apple released dark mode. This is something that we've been wildly excited about on the team. In fact, I can tell you how we started developing the company portal app for dark mode. We were at WWDC, and we heard the announcement, And around 2 a.m. that night, one of our developers sent me a ping that he had already started making a Frankenstein build of the company portal to use dark mode. So we really are excited on the team. So let's open it up and take a look. As you can see, it's in dark mode, and the user is prompted to start enrolling. So we're going to take a look at the user enrollment features that Nick just showed and see how they work in Intune. Oh. Give me a second to log in here. So your user will be prompted to enroll, and the first step in this checklist, which by the way we've revamped recently to make it a little smoother and crisper for your end users, is to select the device and enrollment type. The user can select that they own this device, and then they can actually choose when you target it to them whether they want to secure the entire device or just their work-related apps and data. This is really the first step of a lot of things that we're looking to do to customize the experience that you can give to your end users and really start putting them in the driver's seat when it comes to their management experience. So from here, you'll have the option to review their privacy information. Now, this is a screen we've updated over the past year, both to make it a little bit more readable to our end users and also to allow you as IT admins to customize the text.
Oh, wait, hold on, Tiffany. Like 2 demos in a row, the Tom Brady joke. She said we're from Cambridge, you know. After Sunday night's loss, that's not nearly as funny as it was when we were planning, I gotta say.
So as we move on, we'll start downloading the management profile. It might take a second. I know our conference Wi-Fi has been a little spotty this year. But the user will be prompted to download the configuration profile and then told to review the profile in the Settings app if they want to install it. Now, of course, we come back to the company portal, and we'd actually gotten feedback a while back that sometimes there are a few too many clicks in the company portal, but we've done a bunch of user testing and iterating to make sure that we're guiding users the exact way that they need to go to make sure that they're comfortable enrolling and they're able to complete the process smoothly.
Yeah, we believe that successful enrollments are more important than click-throughs. You know, we're at 99% successful enrollments across you know, all of our customers. And so we really take pride in that, and we think that's the most important thing for your users.
So from here, the user is actually guided to go to their Settings app to install the management profile. And here you'll see they're prompted to enroll in Alpine Ski House. That's our fictitious company for this demo. And you see this user enrollment screen. Now this is very different than the standard device enrollment screen, where the user is sort of warned in very scary text that their entire device could be wiped. Here, it's just a matter of installing a profile to remotely manage your iPhone. So the user will enter their passcode. And then what you're witnessing here is actually this federated authentication through our partnership with AAD and Apple Business Manager. So the user signs in. It might take a second, but after this is done, their enrollment within the Settings application of the management profile will be successful. So once that happens, the user returns to the company portal, and they'll actually move on to update their device settings. This is really just the last step after enrollment where we check for those compliance policies. So let's say you're using user enrollment to enforce a 6-digit non-simple PIN. This is really where we check and ensure that that PIN is actually applied on the device, and if it's not, we'll prompt your user to remediate that. As you can see, after this, we're done. So now you go into the company portal, and you'll see our brand new apps experience. This is something we released earlier this year, and we're really proud of the new user experience that it provides. These apps are crisp, and it's a similar experience to what your users are used to in a consumer store. You can pick out featured apps, as well as select categories and do apps that way. If you want to take a look at all of your apps, you can also do things like sort them, newest to oldest, by publisher name, or by name in general, or even filter out if you want to do apps that, for example, don't require any management, or apps that are just in the data management category. So as you can see, we're not just supporting the platform MDM features that are happening here, but we're really empowering users to have the best possible experience being productive on their iOS devices. Now, I say iOS, but something to call out here is everything I've shown you already this morning is all available on iPadOS as well. So that was our demo of new user onboarding. I'm glad to hear you like it.
All right, so Nick kind of touched upon this as well, and we're about providing a spectrum of device management. User enrollment, which we're really excited about, is available now for BYOD, but we've always provided app protection policy as well. We also have the device enrollment and the newly named, automated device enrollment. And really, the point is choice. We want to be able to provide you with choice on how you can manage these devices, whether it's BYOD all the way to corporate. And so that's critical, and we're going to continue to invest in that. As you saw with the demo, Tiffany had the user be able to pick, is it their device, is it their company's device? And based on that, they were able to enroll. Look out in the future, we're going to be expanding on that. We're going to be providing you more opportunity to define those choices. And because that's what it's about choice.
So really quickly, I know we talked about this earlier, but a recap of what device enrollment is. It's a lightweight alternative to device management for your BYOD devices, and it provides IT admins with really that core sliver of MDM functionality that you need on those personal devices, while also preserving the end user privacy. The way it does this is by having separate storage volumes for your work and personal data that are based off the presence of the managed Apple ID that you can federate with Azure Active Directory in Apple Business Manager. So you might be asking why Intune is excited about user enrollment. I think as we've shown you, we really care a lot about that end user experience, and this is just the next level in adding more to the management spectrum. We've also found that many of our customers love our app protection policies. They're a lightweight experience for end users, and they provide a great set of management capabilities. But sometimes you want a little bit more. Sometimes we've heard that a lot of customers want to add a device passcode on top of their app protection policies. Other times, they want to deploy Wi-Fi profiles or even a browser with VPN. So that's why we're super excited about user enrollment, because you can enable your users to do a little bit more on their managed devices. The functionality user enrollment offers admins. The key here is that you have that sliver of device management functionality while also not being able to do things like erase your end users' devices. I'm sure plenty of you have had issues in your individual organizations around end users who panic at the concept of IT admins wiping their devices. And with user enrollment, you don't have to worry about that anymore. Something to call out here are the user enrollment passcode policies. Now this applies to both compliance and configuration policies, and any passcode policy that you set for a user enrolled device will enforce a 6-digit non-simple PIN on the device.
Cool. All right, so many of you may have seen this. Who was in Chicago Ignite a couple of years ago? We introduced multi-identity for APP now. Back then it was MAM. You may have seen a similar slide recently, but the idea here is how we separate data, right? So the Office apps themselves are dual use. Satya said it in Chicago. We think they're the best productivity apps out there on the market. And many of you have been excited about user enrollment, but you've been like, what does that mean for my Office apps? How am I going to utilize that? Well, it really comes down to this, and we think this is probably going to work for a lot of customers. So as you can see, the device is broken out into both the personal and the corporate volume. Nick kind of mentioned that during his part of the presentation. You're going to have your Office apps in the personal volume, like you do today and now. You're going to have app protection policies protecting that corporate data on there. This will also allow you to selectively wipe just the corporate data. The key thing here is then the Office apps can stay on the device. They can be left alone for personal use. And that's really critical, right? Leaving that experience for your users. Meanwhile, in the corporate volume, you can push the apps that are very much more corporate focused, work focused. If you want Edge with per app VPN, you can push it into that volume. If you want to use Teams, you can, SharePoint, or even line of business apps. It really gives you the flexibility to protect with app protection policies, while also taking advantage of all that great functionality that was built with user enrollment. Like, how many people want to control the device passcode with apps? Hands? Hands? Yeah? Yeah. So that's the biggest thing we heard about from all of our customers. I love APP, but I want a device PIN. So we're really excited to provide that. We also think that per app VPN is going to be really, really key for a lot of customers. And lastly, when the corporate volume is removed, all of the apps and the data within those apps will be removed with it. So we're really excited, and we think that this is going to be a great alternative for customers to provide their users. Thanks.
So you might be wondering, how do I get started? How do I set this up? All of this is available within Intune in preview today, and you'll need a few prerequisites. First, you'll need Apple devices running iOS 13.1 or above, or iPadOS. And then you'll want to set Intune as that MDM authority, get an Apple MDM push certificate, establish your Apple Business Manager account, and set up your AAD federation with those managed Apple IDs.
All right, so this is, again, the question we hear the most. How do I get started with user enrollment? So number one, you're going to turn it on. Target user enrollment to the groups of users you want. This includes the enrollment types. You're going to want to use conditional access, all of those compliance policies. Again, user enrollment policies and all work just like you would for device enrollment. So you're going to want to go and configure it. There's some caveats. Tiffany brought up one, being the passcode will automatically be 6 digits, non-simple. But you'll go and configure that. Then you're going to go and target your app protection policies, right? So you want to make sure those app protection policies are targeted to all your apps. A lot of you are already doing that, which is great. You'll want to continue to do that. And finally, you're going to want to deploy the current apps. So this is all done through a user license VPP, and you're going to want to push those apps to that corporate volume. Line of business apps, we talked about Edge with per app VPN. You may have other corporate apps that need per app VPN, so you'll want to really push all of those apps that you need. For users, what are they going to do? Well, if you turn on conditional access, which works with user enrollment, they're going to get blocked like they are today and now, and just get brought through the experience that Tiffany showed you. So whether it's an Office app or even native email, it will block you and you'll do the right thing. They also have the ability to go right to the App Store and enroll through the company portal directly. How many people, do you direct your users to the company portal directly, or do you kind of have conditional access flow and have them put through that way? Raise a hand. Let's go conditional access and my users get pushed. Yeah? Okay. How about I tell them to download the company portal and all right, I'm seeing a little bit more in company portal, or maybe close to split? Okay, cool. Then they're going to go to the App Store and get the Office apps. This is before or after enrollment. And this is key, right? Because a lot of users will have the Office apps already on their device. And so they'll still be able to use that for personal use. We'll just apply the app protection policies on top of it to make sure the corporate data is secure. And they can go right to the App Store like they're comfortable with and get those. Finally, they'll go and get the corporate use apps from the Intune company portal. So we showed that great experience. That experience for the apps is available with device enrollment as well as user enrollment. But they'll go right after enrollment, and all of their apps will be there, so they can get IT-approved apps and download them right to that corporate volume.
And that's a great point, actually. All of the work that we've been doing to enable these great experiences for user enrollment, that also works on our device-enrolled scenarios. So this is something that we're enabling. We're going to continue to invest across the spectrum of management in making those great end-user experiences. But enough about end users. Let's talk about how you set it up on the admin side. So this is our brand new Microsoft Endpoint Manager Admin Center. And as you can see, we're in the iOS Enrollment Center. Now, you might be used to this area if you're used to setting up corporate application or corporate devices for your end users. But you can actually now go in here as well to set up your enrollment targeting. So as you can see, we have a few profiles in here already, but that's all right. Let's make another one for our users. So let's say we want this to be our Ignite demo group.
At least you didn't put another Tom Brady joke there.
So you have a few options here. First, you can require the user to select their device type. Now, that will provide you with the experience that you saw a little bit earlier, but some of you might not be comfortable with that. I know every once in a while you have an end user who's a little difficult and you want to just guide them down the fastest path. So you can choose to either do a device enrollment type as a default, what you have today and now, and what you'll continue to have if you don't set any of this up. Or you can target user enrollment explicitly to users and avoid having that choice screen, just immediately go to user enrollment. But for the purposes of this, let's have the user select their device type. And please ignore this message on the screen. I promise it's going away soon. So you can assign this to groups. And let's say I want to start off with my user enrollment pilot group. The great thing about this is you don't have to roll out user enrollment to all of your users at once and wait for help desk calls to come in. You can start with a pilot group that might be within your IT organization and make sure users are comfortable and really seeing the benefits of this new method of enrollment. From here, you'll be able to review and create this profile, check out the settings that you've put, and notice your assignments. And then you can actually prioritize these profiles once they're created. So let's say I have users and some of them are in multiple groups. And I really want to make sure that first priority is that they get this Ignite demo group profile. I can actually drag this up to the top and deterministically determine how conflicts will be resolved. From here, you might be wondering, okay, I've set this up, user enrollment up. Now, how do I get my configuration and compliance policies set up? So let's go over to configuration profiles and create a new one. Let's set up some device restrictions. Now you'll notice this UI looks completely different than it did a few months back because with user enrollment, we've actually reorganized this to make it really clear exactly what applies to which devices. So you'll see these headers across device restrictions and compliance that say which settings apply to all enrollment types, which apply just to device enrollment and automated device enrollment, and which apply just to automated device enrollment scenarios. So the settings that you have today and now and configuration profiles you have today and now, those will still apply to your user enrolled devices, but only the settings that are appropriate for that user enrollment will apply, and that's all very clearly indicated here.
Can I point out one other thing?
Yes, please.
iOS and iPadOS. Again, just a reminder, as you can see under the platform type, they work for both platforms. From a management standpoint, they are the same. So just calling that out, you can see that in our console. All right, we should be.
It's on one of these screens.
There we go. Oh. Okay, perfect. All right, so as Tiffany just showed you, we've done a lot of work in our console, making sure that not just user enrollment is there, but a lot of different settings. So over the past year, we've been adding more and more settings. We're proud to say that in terms of restriction settings, we support everything. We're up to date, and we've been working on more and more settings each sprint. So we also, I think Nick talked about the Active Exchange sync. So the ability to basically break that apart. So instead of just an Active Exchange email, you can say, hey, I just want the contacts. I just want the calendar, giving you control over that. So a lot of customers had asked us and asked Apple, hey, by the way, I like using Outlook. It's great. But I also need that calendar. I also need the contacts synced directly to my device. And now you have control over that. Wallpaper was another big thing. I know we added that very early this year, but we were really happy. We got great response from customers. And then a little bit on the extensible single sign-on payload. So that's actually there in your console today and now. And we're really excited for what, I think I've said that a bunch of times, but yeah. But we are working with our AAD team to release the actual extension that will go on the platforms. You'll see more news about that later this year. But the idea is you can go configure that so that you can have single sign-on not only between the Microsoft apps, but any apps on the device, Safari, et cetera. So be on the lookout for when that is coming later this year.
And I think really the key message here is that all of these individual settings are exciting, but the really exciting thing is that we're so committed to supporting all of these new settings for the platform. So we've been praised, actually. I've had a ton of people at this conference come up to me and say they've been really happy with our day zero feature support this year, and this is something that we plan to continue on in the future. Speaking of day zero support, let's talk about iPadOS management. So as we said, your current iOS policies will all continue to apply to your iPadOS devices. From a management perspective, these are really the same thing. That said, because of the larger form factor of the iPad, Apple has actually done a redesign of the Files app this year and made it a little bit easier to move around those files on that large form factor. Because of this, they've also added some restrictions that, of course, we're supporting right away, including accessing to the network drive in the Files app and accessing to files on a USB drive for supervised devices. So I'd encourage you, if you have a lot of iPads in your organization, please check out these features and make sure that all of your files are protected.
All right, iPadOS and conditional access. So I think for those of you who have seen, we have some issues with conditional access on iPadOS. So basically, web apps, native email, or native applications that use the Safari view controller cannot detect properly that it's an iPadOS device. So basically, with the changes to enhance the experience on iPadOS, Apple has changed the reporting of Safari to macOS. Now, this has caused some problems, completely acknowledge that, and we've been working with our Azure AD team to address them. The things that haven't been impacted are native apps. Native apps can still, things like our Outlook, our Word, Excel, PowerPoint, et cetera, or even apps, line of business apps that use our app protection policy, SDK or wrapper. They still are able to report properly, but for the top ones, it is impacted. The good news is that validation is just finishing up, and there is a change that's going to be rolling out from the AAD team. It's going to be in phases and roll out through this month, and so you'll see some relief there. There is the blog that I call out. This will be posted, so take a look on the Azure AD blog for conditional access. It gives some guidance around how you may be able to configure your policies to help alleviate this. Like, for example, maybe MFA on Mac. But really, the idea is that because that initial call from, let's say, the native mail for modern auth is reporting to AAD as a macOS, and if you don't have macOS policies for your conditional access, it's going to let your user through. So the blog really talks about, like, hey, if it's this scenario, this is what we recommend doing. But ultimately, there's going to be a fix so that you don't have to do all of that workaround, and then you'll be in a good spot. So keep an eye out on that. That will be rolling out.
So we've talked a lot about the BYOD case today, but we haven't gotten a chance to really dive deep into those corporate-owned or even government-provisioned devices. And this is a feature that we've been spending a lot of time on. I know a lot of you are sort of coming from the corporate and the organizational side of things, but for our government customers, we've been enabling derived credentials and SMIME automated cert delivery for Outlook. So what a derived credential is effectively a smart card that is used to derive a credential onto a device that provides access to things like app authentication, Wi-Fi profiles, and VPN profiles for users who typically have to authenticate with their smart cards, but obviously don't wish to carry around a dongle for their iPhone in their everyday life. So we've partnered with a few providers to do this, Entrust, Interseed, and Purebred, which are sort of the market leaders in this space, to ensure that whatever provider you feel is appropriate to use for derived credentials, we can assist you with that using Intune. Now, I'll admit, this is a complicated flow. This is for high security organizations only, but I have been told that we have the best end user experience possible given the limitations of the flow. So that's something we're really excited about, is not just these sort of BYOD cases, but how can we improve experiences for end users even in times when they have to deal with ultra complex scenarios. We're also doing user-specific SMIME certificates, which can be used for email signing and encryption. So if that's valuable in your organization, I would highly encourage you to check out some blog posts that we've recently posted. We've also done a lot of work to support our Apple Business Manager scenarios. So this falls across enrollment, apps and inventory, OS updates, and scale more broadly. In enrollment, one of the big things I'm super excited about, this actually came as a request from the EDU market, is the ability to apply a device name template to all of your devices coming in. So rather than having 5,000 iPads in your enterprise that are all named iPad, which I think we've all seen, you can actually name them using their serial number and different attributes that you specify, and then group them in dynamic AAD groups based off of that attribute. It's really valuable, and I highly recommend you take a look at it if you're interested. We've also done huge investment in scale. So we've done a lot of engineering testing. I don't know if Matthijs is still here, but he was one of our engineers who tested scale for the volume purchasing program.
He had to leave for booth duty, but he'll be down there if you have questions.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we support actually 1,000 tokens and growing, both for devices and apps provisioned through Apple Business Manager.
Yeah, we believe that we can't be matched in scale for Apple Business Manager. So if you are a large organization, we hear this a lot, especially in EDU. They need it. Each school district will have its own. Each school will have their own token. So we're really proud of the work we did here.
And you'll also notice you have the ability to delay iOS updates up to 90 days. This was a hotly requested feature. I know before every OS update, there can be a bit of a scramble to make sure that all of your internal line of business apps are compatible. And this can give you a little extra time on those corporate devices if you need it. So we've also added, just more broadly, a huge number of iOS and iPadOS MDM capabilities over the past year. Today, I demoed for you dark mode within the company portal, branding experience. As you saw, all of those icons and colors in the company portal can all be customized for your organization. That customized privacy statement that tells you what IT admins can see and do, and also who Andy can root for, as well as user enrollment and the new company portal apps experience.
Yeah, I'd like to call out one, custom apps. So custom apps is Apple's initiative to allow you to push your LOB apps up to the volume purchase program. So we hear from a lot of customers, like, what are the biggest pain points with building your own line of business apps? It's the provisioning profile, and it's the process of having to maintain updating. So Apple takes all of that off your hands. And so really, this is kind of our push to say, hey, go take a look at this. This is a way to really take a ton of workload off your developers and give your users the best possible experience for their apps. It's kind of similar to manage Google Play from a conceptual standpoint. And again, the recommendation, the call to action here is to go check it out if you have heavy line of business usage.
Another thing I'd love to call out here is we also offer iOS native mail OAuth support. I know that's something that was a hotly requested feature for quite some time. And if you look at all of this, I think the key thing to note here is that we showed you user enrollment today, and we showed you a few other features, but the list is incredibly long. If you haven't been looking at our monthly What's New updates, I highly encourage you to start taking a look, because we are constantly delivering features and really improving your experiences and your end user experiences on iOS and iPadOS. With that, I think we would also like to give a plug to help join us in shaping our experiences. If you liked some of the things you saw on screen today, or if you didn't like them, please take part in our focus groups so that we can improve our product even further. And if you scan this QR code, you'll actually be taken to get an opportunity to participate in that this week here at Ignite. We also have a few other device management sessions coming up. Later today is What's New in Android Device Management. I'd highly recommend that one. as well as macOS device management with Microsoft Intune. Andy will be back on stage on Thursday.
Showing off all of our Mac changes that we're really proud of.
Yeah, that's going to be a really exciting one. It's short, but it'll be great. And then on Friday morning, we have a DA to AE migration for your Android users. So thank you all so much for joining us today. We will be taking questions at the Mobile Endpoint Manager booth. I believe it's number 29 in the hub. And have a great Ignite.
Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.